All praise be to the Most High. So shalom to the family that's in here. Shalom to the family online. Peace and blessings to everyone. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Good to see it. All the sheep back in here today. We know we had to shut down the school last week, but it's good. It's good to see everybody back. Um, so let's go ahead and get into it today, man. We're going to talk about this unholy, diabolical, sick and humane day in which our Christian brothers and sisters love, Christian sacred to celebrate, right? If they smoke turkey, they pork, they ham, they bacon, they gumbo, right? You know what's interesting about this day, right? According, we know about the sick sadistic history that it encompasses, right? But nevertheless, people choose to ignore that, all the things that happen with our Native American brothers and sisters, the indigenous people of this land, who, by the way, are God's chosen people who were slaughtered on that day. You celebrate this thing, right? You Christians, I'm talking about my Christian folks, right? You celebrate this thing and mask it and kind of hide under the moniker of Christ as if it's cool, and it's okay, and it's a day about thankfulness and gathering and family, and it's really rooted in a lot of wickedness. And we, the extremists, we, the racists, we get vilified, but you guys are celebrating one of probably the most diabolical, inhumane days in human history. It's a lot of static. I don't know. It's a lot of static. I hear a lot of static. Let me see. Let me turn it up. Yeah. Yeah, feedback. I still getting feedback in the chat. It's still staticky. Oh, staticky. Still hear it? What about now? Good. Maybe the charger. What about now? Is it still staticky? It's the charger. Oh, it's the charger. It's the charger. No, we good. We good. We good. We good. We good to go. We good to go. Oh man, it was that. It was that. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure it out, but it's all good. Get the most high hand clap, man. Satan try to take away the work. He's like, hey, I ain't talking about my good day. We're gonna get this day in, so we're gonna go ahead and bring it out, man. But like I was saying, right, the sick, sadistic day that this is rooted in, and all of the different atrocities that happen to our beloved 10 tribe brothers and sisters. You got these bootlicking, docile, effeminate Christians who like to come on our page and demonize us and criminalize us and call us a hate group and extremists and all that. But have we did any of these things that we about to uncover and unravel? Everybody's like, the cat is out the hat at this point. Everybody knows about Thanksgiving. There's not too many people that's not aware of what happened on that day. Yet and still they choose to ignore it and still celebrate it, right? But we're going to go ahead and unravel some of these things that happened to our dear beloved brothers, 10 tribe brothers and sisters who were decimated on that day, ramshacked, pillaged, and murdered, and you bootlicking Christians celebrated and tried to create a false reality and a narrative in your mind on why you should celebrate it and make it a day about family, right? Gathering so I can go ahead and get the stuffing, the cranberry sauce, or whatever the hell. We're going to cover all that, right? We're going to show you how everything that you guys are doing is rooted in evil, and everything that this day has to deal with also goes back to paganry. We're going to talk about all the pagan rituals that it goes into, and we're just going to uncover the truth through the spirit. Everybody's good. It says, okay, all praise be to the Most High. So let's go ahead and get Deuteronomy 32. Let's open up a Deuteronomy 32 and verse 7 through the spirit. Got Sharyan in the building. Yes, sir. Deuteronomy 32 and 7.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Beautiful. The Most High basically said, know your history. Know it from the perspective of your forefathers. Therefore, you're not socially engineered and programmed or conditioned by your oppressor. Because your oppressor is going to tell you, hey, it was just a good day where we landed on Plymouth Rock and the natives were there and they showed us how to hunt the buffalo and how to survive on this new soil. And we came together and have just a powwow, a great feast. We don't know how they all died after that, but the year prior, it was just a great feast and great time that we had together. I mean, am I lying? I mean, do they still teach that in school? Oh, I'm not sure. I know, Mama, do they still teach that stuff in the school, or they don't even teach it no more? They still teach it. Okay, that's the story somewhere on the line. All right, the first Thanksgiving was jolly, was festive. This is what they say. All right, read it again. That's why we got to know our history. We got to know it from the lens of our forefathers, right? Read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
All right, yeah, that's it. So we're going to go ahead and get it from the lens of our forefathers and what, the atrocities and the experiences that they went through in these times. We're going to go ahead and see how they felt about it, right? Because people like to sweep it under the rug like it didn't happen and celebrate it like it's a kumbaya and a day about family. And I ain't too fond upon that. I ain't cool with it at all. You know what I'm saying? These is God's chosen people, by the way, that we celebrating. Your stuffed gravy, your turkey, your damn gumbo that y'all about to cook Thursday is all at the back of the hands of my people, who, by the way, are God's chosen people. Right? Drop that. Give me Isaiah 48:3. Let's get Isaiah 48:3 through the Spirit. Shalom to the family. I know y'all tapping in. All praise be to the Most High. Okay, Sister Odessa says she on her way. All praises. We see you here when you get here through the Spirit. Go ahead, bring it up.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 3. I have declared the former things from the beginning.
What is the former things? The history, right? The Lord said, hey, I told y'all history from the jump, from the dribble. Off the dribble, I already told y'all history. Read that again.
I have declared the former things from the beginning.
God said the former things I'll let you know from the jump. That's amazing, right? Because before it was history, it was prophecy. It was foretelling. So the Heavenly Father said, hey, look, I already let y'all know what was going to happen, right? From the jump, right? Read on.
And they went forth out of my mouth.
And then I used my prophets to go ahead and declare these things on earth. Read on.
And I showed them.
And I showed you through the testimonials, through this good book, right? Which we call the Bible, right? Read on.
I did them suddenly, and they came to pass.
And then they became history. Prophecy first, and then it became history. So everything that we're going to unravel was biblical prophecy. The Most High talked about the atrocities that the Native American brothers went through. It's all documented in the scriptures. We're going to unravel it through the Spirit. But before we get into some more of the scriptures, I want to go to a specific article. Can you see it live, or you want me to read it? It'll pop up on your screen. Okay. So everybody knows about the Trail of Tears, right? We're familiar with it, right? It's not something that's we're strange to. Show of hands if this is the first time you're hearing about the Trail of Tears. Everybody's familiar with it. Okay. All right. So this is from a reputable source too. History.com. Y'all heard that before? Don't they got like a channel on cable or something like that? All right. So this from the history.com. This is updated July of this year, 2022. You see the voyage and the journey that our dear beloved 10 tribe brothers and sisters had to go through. And look at these, just look at the faces of them, and, on this journey. Nevertheless, we're going to package some of this stuff, right? Can you see that live? Can you see it? You can see it? Okay. Go ahead and start from the beginning.
God, it says, at the beginning of the 1830s, nearly 125,000 Native Americans lived on millions of acres of land in Georgia.
I want y'all to unravel that. Millions of acres of land. Millions of, I can't even fathom that. How much acres and how much land that we had at one point in time. This is what we had prior to those invaders coming and colonizing everything and, trying to change the way that we live. We had our brothers and sisters that were sitting on this millions of acres, right? Read on.
It says nearly 125,000 Native Americans lived on millions of acres of land in Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, North Carolina, and Florida.
Sound familiar? Sound like the slave states to me. Sound like the slave states to me, right? Sound like some of the 13 colonies to me. By the way, what is a colony? Anybody? We ever thought about what is a colony? Yes, exactly. It's say, I want that land over there. We're going to be the imperial powers here. I'm going to stick my flag here. You got to listen to my laws, my religion, my God. And if you don't, we kill you. Yeah, 13 of them. 13 of them. Before America became America, it was 13 colonies, right? And they ran away from the British crown because they felt like they was persecuted. Only for them to come here and persecute the indigenous people. The nerve of these damn devils, man. We've been persecuted in England because of our ways and our thoughts are not being heard. Let's go to a land where we can feel like we can spread our ideas freely. But wait a minute, we got to kill those damn savages that's over here. We got to kill them. We got to murder them. We got to rape their women, and we got to cut out their pregnant women and their babies and kick them around like a damn kickball, soccer.
And then call it the land of the free.
And then call it the land of the free.
All right.
And God is supposed to bless this place. God bless America, right? Imagine that, right? So you got these slave states, right? Read on.
Says their ancestors are occupied and cultivated for generations.
And our forefathers cultivated this land. We had fully functional societies. We were thriving. We're experiencing tilling of the earth because, we go back to the husbandry work. So we had knowledge of these type of things, right? So we cultivated the land for generations. Why did the 10 tribes leave Assyria? Anybody know? Persecution. They said, can we go somewhere where we can serve our God in peace? Notice everywhere Israelites go, we always being subjugated, whether it's physically or systemically. Right. Persecution, it's always a theme. It's a recurrent harassment. Recurrent theme. We can't just we just want to serve our God in peace. That's all we want to do. We don't give a damn about the world and what y'all doing. Let us do us. So what, we wear fringes. So what, we a little, you know what I mean? We're a little strong and are stuck in our walk. So what? Let us be us. We ain't out here burning no damn churches. We ain't out here raping no women. We ain't out here killing people and being savages like these diabolical damn Europeans who everybody wants to save and, sensationalize and say that, hey, don't speak about them that way. Y'all remember when we was dealing with that thing, that damn Jewish thing, whatever you want to call it? Remember the Jake that came by and said, don't talk to him like that. I'm just talking. But what about what happened to my forefathers that we're not too far removed from? Roger was going into it last week. His grandmother did sharecropping. Do you know how hard it is to sharecrop? Do you know how strenuous of a job that is? That's not far removed. You got his father, and then you got, the generation after that. That's only 2 generations removed from sharecropping. But nevertheless, now we want to hold hands and powwow and be at peace with them, and we all come together and kumbaya at the damn table together. This is what our people are saying, right? But we're the extremists. All right, read on.
It says, but by the end of the decade, very few natives remain anywhere in the southeastern United States.
The Lord said through the Spirit, by the end of the decade, they were decimated. So 10 years prior, decade is only 10 years. So 10 years prior, they had everything. They look up 10 years later, everything's gone. That's how Esau said that too. He said, all I need is 10 years. I'll destroy a generation. That's what he said. Give me 10 years of one generation. I'm going to destroy you for a lifetime. And boy, did he do that. He only needed 10 years of pillaging. 10 years of pillaging, he was able to wipe out successfully a whole tribe of people, as you can see. Which is biblical prophecy, by the way. Deuteronomy 28 and 33. So we see, he said, we were occupying these lands. We cultivated these lands for generations. By the end of the decade, it says we didn't have nothing, right? But it was prophesied that this was going to happen, right? Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
So the Lord didn't lie. He said, look, the fruit of your land, which is a very rich land in minerals and all these different commodities, you're not going to be able to benefit from them. Matter of fact, there's going to be another nation that's going to come, and they're going to take all the credit. and you're going to get pushed to the side. You're going to get brushed to the side. Matter of fact, pushed out of history. You're going to be wiped out. So the Lord, it happened just like it happened. That's why I'm a firm believer of this book, because the Lord said it beforehand, and damn it, it happened just like he said it was going to happen. All right? So we see these things happening to our brothers, right? Does that sit on that? Let's get 21.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 21. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land.
So what?
Until he have consumed thee from off the land.
And so when we had the Trail of Tears, right, one of the more significant points of the Trail of Tears is when they so-called was trying to give us blankets, right, to comfort us from the journey or for the journey. The blankets was filled with smallpox. So not only did we have to walk hella far, we also got to walk with a pestilence and a disease that's going to kill us, that's going to weaken us, it's going to weaken my immune system, so I'm not going to be able to make the journey, the voyage. Right? So the Lord said this is going to happen, right? This is the consequence of us not keeping it our end of the bargain of the contract, right? Read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 21. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it.
At one point in time, you were operating, you was ruling in this land, you were cultivating it, you had, you was kind of overseeing it. You was the husband of the land, essentially. And now, 10 years later, wiped out, decimated, completely gone. Prophecy fulfilled, right? Let's get back to the article. Wherever you left off at.
So it says, by the end of the decade, very few natives remain anywhere in the southeastern United States, working on behalf of white settlers.
Of who?
Of white settlers.
So they had to work for their oppressors. Sound familiar? Jeremiah 17:4. Let's bring it up. We're going to slow roast this thing, man.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
Your friends.
Thine enemies.
Compadres.
I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
So we serving our enemies. We working for the white man. As the God said, right? Read on.
In the land which thou knowest not.
And you don't know nothing about this land. You left this land from persecution, as the brothers brought it out. I forgot what brother said it. And you had a little bit of season of joy. You had a little bit of season of fulfillment. And then boom, here they come. Christopher Columbus and them thugs set their eye on the damn prize and said, we want that land. We want that land and we're going to take it. All right? So we discontinue from our heritage. What is your heritage? Your language, your culture, your customs, your laws, your word. Everything that made you a powerful nation, you're going to be discontinued. What does that word mean? Forgotten about. But the cold part is the Lord said, I'm going to cause you to serve your enemies. That's the part that we ignore. We serve our enemies. Like, who writes your checks? Does the so-called African-American man write your checks? Does the so-called Mexican-American man write your checks? Does the so-called Native American man write your checks? Prophecy fulfilled, right? That's it on that? Read on.
It says, I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For you have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
So judgment had to occur. Breaking the contract of the Heavenly Father is not a wise thing to do. You see the repercussions, right? Let's get back to the article. Right, we right here working.
It says, working on behalf of white settlers who wanted to grow cotton on the island's land. The federal government forced them to leave their homelands and walk hundreds of miles to specially designated Indian territory across the Mississippi River.
So imagine that, right? The federal government says, hey, listen, we want that land right there. You guys got to be forcibly removed and go to uncultivated lands. We don't care where you go, but you got to move away from here. And we're not going to support you on your voyage and your journey either. Sounds familiar? Sound like gentrification to me, right? A more systemic way of doing it, right? This is more like a guerrilla barbaric way of doing it. But, Esau got a little smarter. Hey, I want Inglewood. Hey, let's put a stadium there, right? And then here, slowly but surely, you get to see the black and the Spanish getting pushed back. The black and the Spanish getting pushed back. The rent is skyrocketed. Now we can't pay the damn rent. And for the homeowners, oh, y'all thought y'all was safe? Eminent domain, y'all got to go too. All right? Yeah, we want that land too. We cannot. The Lord said these goddamn curses are going to follow you everywhere you go. I don't care if you in the city. I don't care if you in the wilderness. I don't care where you at. It's going to follow you. That's how we know we the people. Rent is so high in California, it's a systemic diaspora or systemic gentrification to where everybody is going back to the South now. California is so high, everybody is left. California is more Californians out of other states. Now, all my boys that I know, they all live in either Vegas, Arizona, Texas, Atlanta, Tennessee, North Carolina. Why are we doing these things? Persecution. We're being persecuted, not just the 10. Every single tribe is being persecuted everywhere we go. It's harassment, ongoing. And then they got the nerves to try to criminalize us when we just bring out the facts. It's not like we playing this victimization, victimhood stuff. We're just telling you what the hell's going on. Hey, are we getting forgot about? Really, we don't care about what the world thinks, but we got to let our people know, hey, what's going on in these extremities where we at. Did anybody even know about this area before we moved over here to the church? I heard about it. I ain't know nothing about Wilmington area. Look, they damn sure need the prophet here, right? Through the Spirit, right? We the ones that's always forgotten about, left out, don't care about, don't even mention in these discretional caucus meetings. They don't mention us, right? So you see, it says working on the behalf of these white settlers who wanted to grow cotton. Imagine that. So we're going to leave Great Britain, right? Because we feel like we're getting persecuted by the imperial powers there, only to come here to persecute the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. We're going to go get your southern kingdom off the western shores of Africa. And the 10 tribes who are already here, we're going to persecute y'all too. And make y'all get in the field too. We're going to take your land and tell you, hey, you got to move. And if you try to get tough, we're going to kill you. So pick one. What you want to do? You want to fight or you want to die? Oh, by the way, because I have the blessing of the sword, so you're not going to win this battle. Because we not fighting hand to hand. Hand to hand, they know they couldn't do nothing with us. Esau got a bazooka, boom, blow up 30,000 of them at one time. You know, they seen that, the Native Americans seen that, they was like, oh, no, we ain't got no chance. We got to submit. These niggas is shooting bazookas from the ocean. What we going to do with that? We got bow and arrows. They got bazookas from the ocean. Right? So y'all see the deadly atrocities, right? We're going to keep going through it, right? That's it on that lot? Okay, let's go to another article, right? So the 10 tribes went through so much atrocities that the suicide rates I don't know if anybody ever looked up the suicide rates for the Native American Indians of this land. It's atrocious. Well, I'm going to go ahead and read this article through the Spirit. You can see a lot? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
God, it says the American Indian suicide rate increases. It says the U.S. suicide rate is up 33% since 1999. But for American Indian and Alaska Native women and men, the increase is even greater, 139%.
So look, let's unravel this. So the suicide rate is up all across the board, right? Since 1999. I think this was in 2019. So 10 years later. 10 years later, they said the rates are up among everybody, but among the Native American people, the indigenous people of this land, almost 150%. So let's say it was 1,000 suicides in 1999. Now there's going to be 2,500 10 years later. That's a substantial amount because you want to kind of shift that. You know, you're expecting for people, to off themselves, because life is difficult, but you're not expecting it that much. Why is it so apparent among these people? Because you took everything from them. Their way of living, their livelihood. Imagine that, huh? Imagine your livelihood being taken away from you. And this damn brute beast promised you through treaties and contracts that they signed with your forefathers previously that they was going to honor, but they like, nah, the hell with that. Hey, I wasn't here. Nigga, I didn't sign that. My forefathers signed that. Yeah. Trade is vetoed. Nah, I'm not doing that. We're good. That contract is void. Sorry. But your forefathers signed and said it was going to be a peaceful treaty. That's why the Lord told us, right? Our indigenous brothers and sisters was listening. Don't do no damn contracts with no heathens. Don't do no contracts with the heathens because they got a propensity of doing this, turning their back and forgetting about it. This is innately in them. They're brute beasts from the jump. They can't help it. They can't help. They might have like two little cool ones but they still racist. But they might appear cool, but then it's gonna have that influx of the ones that hate you. You got to still think about it. Jacob is always gonna be hated because he still wants it. Esau still wants his birthright back. So whether y'all understand that or not, maybe they don't even understand it through the spirit, but they're gonna always hate you because they still want their birthright back. They feel like we took something from them. But through the spirit, we know it was written how it was supposed to go. But nevertheless, they feel that way. And they're gonna continue to propagate that and continue to remind us of that. That's why that's why the Lord said, never trust your enemies. Under no conditions do you trust them, because it's gonna continue to happen. Right? So we see the suicide rates are up 150%, right? Read on.
Second paragraph, it says Native communities experience higher rates of suicide compared to all other racial and ethnic groups in the U.S., with suicide being the 8th leading cause of death for American Indians and Alaska Natives across all ages. For Native youth ages 10 to 24, suicide is the 2nd leading cause of death.
Damn, imagine that, 10 to 24. Suicide is the 2nd leading cause of death. How the hell? I'm not sure if you got too much to worry about at 10. But they feel like everything was taken from us. My livelihood, my way of living, my culture, my history, the land that I once operated in peace and freedom. Now I'm subjugated to your goddamn Christianity and your white Jesus and your cross that you're trying to conquer me with and your Virgin Mary. Now I have to be subscribed to all of this. we were operating in peace. Why did let's get the 10. We got to get that second answer. Why did the 10 tribes leave Assyria? We talked about the persecution, right? But let's go into exactly what it said. Second Ezra 13 through the Spirit. We start at verse 41.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, who Shalmaneser the king of Assyria led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
The who?
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
We're going to remove ourselves from these diabolical, barbaric heathens who continue to persecute us, right? Harass us day in and day out. Read on.
And go forth into a further country.
America. We're going to go to America. We're going to go where man never dwelt, right? Read on.
Where never mankind dwelt.
Read on.
That they might keep, Salakia, that they might there keep their statutes.
So we can keep our feast days in peace, and we don't got to write a goddamn letter to our employer saying we want to celebrate our God. Imagine that. In God we trust, but I have to write a damn letter to you to keep the God that you said you trust, to keep the days. But we get demonized and criminalized. I was looking at the comments, right, with the brother Rata, with the Jewish woman, right? It's sickening, man. It's sick. It's sickening. I mean, he was so peaceful with him. And I've seen Radical Rata. He was so peaceful with him. He was calm. He was cool. He was stern. Let him know, hey, look, the Balfour Declaration is what got you in that land. That land don't belong to y'all. The British government, they was in cahoots with all the Europeans. That was a lie. You guys, and you pushed the Palestinians back who were in that land. They don't belong in that land either, but you pushed them back, and y'all guys got that land by a war policy. That don't belong to y'all. Gamal Nasir, right, which was an Egypt leader at the time, who said it's never going to be peace in Israel because, look, y'all left here black, y'all came back here white. Who the hell y'all fooling? No, it's not going to be peace, right? Nevertheless, he bring out these details. We get criminalized. We get demonized. Like we damn burn some churches. Like we rape women. Oh, we said, well, we was the Jews. And we got hardcore proof. The Balfour Declaration, which is biblical prophecy, talking about heathens are going to invade the land, specifically Idumeans. Ezekiel 36:5. He was bringing it out. We get criminalized for that. Yet, and I don't give a damn about the heathens. I'm more so talking about my people, the bootlicking Christians that like to come on our comments and come on our page and talk about us when all we doing is declaring truth. We ain't shot nobody. We ain't killed nobody. We ain't burned no churches. Nevertheless, y'all ignore all of this stuff from this brute beast and want to love this goddamn devil and sit at the hands and pray with him. Sit at the table and pray with him and kumbaya together and say, don't you talk to him like that. How dare you? But nevertheless, right? Persecution is a reoccurring thing for us, right? Read that one more time out. That verse. Why did we leave Assyria?
Verse 42, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Keep in our own land. So we said, let's get away from all the heathens so we can go out and keep our land. So we had a season where we was good, but then come Christopher Columbus. Here he come with the Hebrew translator. He knew where he was going with the binoculars. There they go. Right? Here he come. Right? Let's get some more of this article out. Let's drop down. Let's read this part right here. Historical disenfranchisement. It's a little lag.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. All right. It says historical disenfranchisement through genocide and institutional racism has resulted in American Indians and Alaska Natives experiencing poor health and socioeconomic outcomes.
So it said the disenfranchisement, the marginalization that our people continue to be faced with is the reason why you see Native Americans suicide rates extremely high. Imagine not having any, see, we can go to the doctor whenever we want to, but imagine not having access to doctors, because what happened to them was, we're going to remove you from the cultivated lands that you guys built up and you guys, tilled. And now you got to go to uncultivated lands where there's no hospitals near. There's no fast food burgers or none of that near. None of the crops are near. You're going to probably have to travel hundreds of miles to get to these type of things, right? So you're pretty much isolated and sectioned off in an area where there's nothing. You're just surrounded by rocks, not even water. What do you think the natural progression is going to be if you take everything away from a nation of people? They don't feel like they have nothing to live for. Yet and still, we're going to have our docile, like good old Christian brothers and sisters tomorrow. Well, next Thursday, celebrate this damn thing. Like it's all good, right? Forgetting about this. It says experiencing poor health care. Reminds me of the Tuskegee experiment. I went to Tuskegee, so I can speak on it a little bit. It don't look nothing like California. We're very, very blessed in California. We street lights or something. Tuskegee don't got no damn street lights. Y'all got street lights. They don't got that in Tuskegee. They're 4, 5 generations behind us. They don't have all the technological advancements we have out here. They Burger King don't get burgers. They KFC don't have chicken. Facts. They forgotten about. That's real poor. So we're going to go plot on these poor people in Tuskegee who are marginalized and say, look, we know you guys are not offered any health care over here. We're going to give you guys health care, but under this condition. It's a caveat. You got to let us test your blood with this new virus that we're testing out. We just want to see, how it is with you guys. Don't worry, we have the cure. So they inject our brothers and sisters with this syphilis. Had the cure, but I want to see how you live with it. That's the Tuskegee experiment. And I when I came 2005, I was at the tail end of all of the surviving members of the experiment. I was at the tail end of all the surviving people who went through those atrocities. Nevertheless, this is something that keep happening to our people. Why does this keep happening to us? Persecute. Let me look up the word persecution, because persecution seems to follow the Israelites wherever the hell they go. Give me that curse in the city, curse in the field. I think the Lord told us that was going to happen, right? Define persecution.
Persecution means hostility and ill treatment, especially on the basis of ethnicity, religion, or sexual orientation or political beliefs.
So it says hostility or ill treatment based on religion or ethnicity. Don't y'all feel like, hey, I'll be nervous as hell when I see a police behind me? Why is that even a thing? Why is that even a thing? Why are we getting nervous when we see police behind us? Why is that even happening? Right? Let's look at some of the synonyms, right? Look at some of the synonyms. It says bullying, torture. Sounds familiar? Harassment. I know living in the projects, I always got harassed. I didn't understand it. Why? I'm like, how the hell I'm playing Power Rangers with my little crew. We walking across the street with our little Pokemon cards or whatever and our little marbles, going to this block over here, and then the police car pull up on the side of us and be like, hey kids, what y'all doing? Get on the ground. Thankfully, it was the partner was cool. We're like, man, hey kids, man, leave them alone. But just imagine the trauma that has at 10 years old. Why the hell is this happening to me? I don't even know nothing about nothing. I'm only 10. On a regular occurrence, we just going to go play pogs with our brothers across the street. We got to worry about police pulling up on our side. Why the hell do a 10-year-old even know about that? Read the curses out through the spirit, man. So it said we're going to be bullied. We're going to be tormented. We're going to have ill treatment. We're going to be subjugated to tyranny. These are all the things that our people continue to go through every day, week in and week out. It just wasn't to the Jews. It was to every tribe. I know they like to specify only the Jews, right, which is the tribe of Judah or the southern kingdom. No, all 12 tribes had to go through this, through the spirit, right? Read curse to the city, curse in the field.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 16. Curse shall thou be in the city, and curse shall thou be in the field.
The Lord said, I don't care where you go, you're going to be cursed. And curse ain't a good thing last time I checked. You're going to go through it, right? Babylon and Timbuktu. Let me get this page 84 real quick. Page 84, right? First paragraph, it said, first paragraph, second sentence. It says, Jews fled into African countries such as Egypt, Ethiopia, and Cyrene, which is Libya. It says, throughout the last 2,500 years, the main factor that had contributed to the social migration of the Jews were war, religious persecution, and commerce. These are the reasons why we're always leaving and bellying up from our ancestral homelands. We either get in war, whether it's systemically or physically put upon us, whether it's war within your own people, Bloods and Crips and that bull BS, that madness, or war with the police department. Because if you look up the statistics, so-called African American men, so-called Native American men, and so-called Mexicans are arrested the most. That's how we know. No, it's not even close. It's not even close. No, the next nation is not even close to the amount of arrests that we receive. Right? So it says in Babylon and Timbuktu, the main factors on why we always are migrating and we're always belly up and leaving is because we have persecution or commerce. Now, commerce can work on both sides. Maybe we leave for a business opportunity that we feel like we can't get in our homeland, because the idea should be to build up your own home. That should be the idea behind it. You go to college to come back to build up your home, but you feel like, damn, I can't come back home because it's too goddamn high to live in Cali, so I got to go somewhere else. So commerce is always a reason why we belly up, and that can be on both sides, whether we feel like we've been held down systemically out here or we feel like there's better opportunities other places. And that's also planned by Esau too. When he wants to land, I'm going to give you programs over here so you can leave because we want this. So I'm going to give you programs to go over here so we can take that area that we want. Esau is very calculated. Trust me, you're not dealing with a dumb devil. You're dealing with a very smart, calculated, inhumane devil. who knows what he's doing. He's been this way since birth. Give me that Psalms 58:3. He know what he's doing. Right? So it says, these are the reasons why we continue to be persecuted or migrate. We migrate from religious persecution, commerce, whether it's opportunity or lack thereof, and then wars. Wars are continuing to be oppressed upon our people. Right? Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 58, verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb.
From the jump. The Lord said, so-called white man is wicked from the womb. He can't help it. He said, I made him crooked. The wicked. Who's the borderlands of wickedness? So what is the Bible telling you? I didn't say it. I wrong. Shoot the messenger, huh? Right? Read it again, huh?
It says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
They can't help it. They gotta lie. I gotta tell it through a new lens. We're gonna disregard all of the damn proof that we have, the slaughtering of the buffaloes, the pillaging of the people, and say, no, look, it actually was a feast that we had, and we had peace. They just got sick out of nowhere and start dying. I don't know what happened to them. We didn't have anything to do with that. I don't know why you guys are trying to point the finger at us. We were just having a good old time. Esau the damn devil, man. If you love him, shame on you. The Lord gonna destroy you, man. Right? This is from the encyclopedia, right? .com, another reputable source, right? I don't know if you can see that live. If not, I could read it. Yeah, the highlighted portion. Read the highlighted portion.
The Plains Indians, the wasteful massacre of the buffalo herds was perhaps the most disheartening act of all by the white intruders.
It said it was the most disheartening act in human history, what they did to the buffalo. The way of living of our indigenous brothers and sisters, we're gonna castrate that and sort of like pull the chair from up under them so they can't do nothing. We're gonna pull a rug from them. So the way they earn their money, I'm gonna cripple it. I'm gonna take it away. I'm gonna take it away in massive fashion, right? And in brute beast fashion, because you know he is a brute beast. Esau, right? Read on.
The economy was shattered, and the native groups were forced to live on government.
So imagine that. So now I've been crippled because my way of living has been taken away from me, and now I have to go to the handout to the same damn bastard that took everything from me. Imagine that. So you took everything from me, you marginalized my people, and now I have to come to you because you have everything. Y'all not understanding. Esau is a supreme power, as the scriptures say. What did it say in 2 Ezra? Esau is the end of the world. I don't think that's supreme power. Nobody has power like Esau where he can just make a phone call and shut all this down. If you want to do another lockdown, one phone call, 10 minutes, this shut down. That's called supreme power. We're not talking about running your little block. We're not talking about, I run my little section. We're talking about, I'm going to run the world, the whole entire world. I make a phone call, the world is in compliance. Right? So it said their economy was shattered, and now they had to look for the government for handouts. So you think this government gonna stick to what they said they was gonna do? Has Esau ever kept it real? Man, drop that. Give me Psalms 55:20. Has Esau ever kept it real?
The book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Hey, show me how you guys hunt the buffalo. How do you gather your crops? Show me different aspects of the area. We're unfamiliar to this area. Can you show me all these things, right? Hey, listen, we got some things we can give you guys too. We have weapons. What was it? What was the British they had? It was blankets. We can comfort you guys in these blankets. Yeah, the weapons, right? Even exchange, right? Read on.
He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Uh-huh.
He hath broken his covenant.
But he broke every damn treaty contract that he signed. Every single one. He's not uphold any of them. Still to this day. He's broke. And what Esau does is he likes to hide under the next generation. The generation that comes after is like, hey, well, listen, I didn't sign that. My dad did that. I had nothing to do with that. So, you want to add something, Mama? Go ahead, add something. Yeah, that one, yeah. Okay, Leonard Stein, okay. You have to let me know about that one. I have to check it out. The different treaties, right? They didn't keep none of them, right? Yeah. It was very detailed. It was very strategic. For those who don't know, I can't really talk about all of the different intricacies of how they took the land, but just know it was calculated. Like I said, you're not dealing with a dumb devil. Esau is very smart. Yeah, go ahead, bro. Break it down. Talk about it. Break it down. Make you sign your life away.
He had to hide his barbaric ways. So he couldn't be upfront barbaric because that caused a national outcry, right?
Right.
In his mind, I have to be more prestigious in how I do it. So it's the same thing you do on the street. You're not going to just upfront just kill these things anymore. Go kill them with the ball. That's why I said that.
He's a dirty bastard. God, very calculated. All right, I love that example. Right to use water fat. Think about the record labels, right? I was watching a young kid. I don't know his name. New up and coming. I heard he's supposed to be the next generation J. Cole and Kendrick, right? He in that lane. Nevertheless, he was talking and he said he got a contract from a label, right? Big reputable label, right? One of those big prestigious labels, in lieu to what the brother Roger said. But he said it didn't have no damn term sheet. He said, bro, you wanted me to sign a damn contract with no term sheet? So what are the details of it? It's just the front part. He said, where's the terms? How much money am I getting? How much has been allocated to my record label? Oh, we made a mistake. He said, what if I would have signed this? He said, I can't rock with niggas like that, man. That's too big of a mistake. He said, that's a multi-million-dollar mistake, which really wasn't a mistake. It was really, let me see if he sleep. We're going to finesse him. If he signed this contract, we got him. He's going to have to pay us for the rest of his life. That's Esau for you. But we the demons. We get criminalized. What they call us, bro? Extremists? What's the new name? Some extremist group, something like that. We're not BHIs no more because they used to call us Black Hebrew Israelites. We're not that no more. It's something else. Radical extremist group. Radical Hebrew Israelites. Because they like, okay, they included 10 tribes. So they're not just black, they're radical. So we got to get those goddamn wetbacks too. They're not exempt. We're going to get them too. It's not just the niggers, it's the wetbacks too. So that's the new name for us. So we're radical extremists now, all right? We're not BHIs no more, all right? Read on, so that we have to get read the rest of this highlight.
It says the demise of the great buffalo herds also marked the transition of the extensive grasslands into agricultural production. The prairie itself eventually disappeared under the plow.
So they swept it under the rug, essentially. All these different things, but history. All praise be to the Most High. We have history. We can go back and see these things that materialize and happen, right? Read that Psalms one more time. Let's get that 21. I forgot to get 21. Get 20 and 21. I know I keep cutting you off. Read 20 and 21 all the way through.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
But war was in his heart. That's what I was going into. He signed that contract. He like, got you, nigga. Sign that contract. I got you by the boss. Because now I'm going to play this paper game with you. I'm going to play this paper game with you. And I'm going to act like I'm civil and peaceful. But wars, Esau is always thinking war. When you see a Starbucks in your neighborhood, just know it's war. That's the declaration of war. Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, what's the other one? Chipotle. They coming. They coming. That's the declaration. Anytime, and look, and I'm all for gentrification if it's benefiting my people, but it never does. Because y'all gotta go. You think I don't want modifications to my projects? You think I don't want modifications in the inner city where my people live? But nevertheless, we don't get to enjoy the perks. Y'all gotta go. This ain't for y'all. Y'all gotta leave. Y'all gotta get the hell out. Right? Yeah, they call us the radical groups, right? The radical, whatever, BHIs, right? Whatever. Let's get another article, right? So let's go to Abraham Lincoln. For those that don't know, Abraham Lincoln is the one that made this a holiday. Right? He the one that made it a holiday. But this day, even prior to the pillaging of the Native Americans, was celebrated by the pagans. So this goes all the way back to ancient Celtics pagan worship, which we're going to get into, right? The celebration of the harvest god. The god of the harvest, and there's so many different names. The Greco-Roman Greek mythology celebrated these events. And it's all rooted in sacrifice, whether it's child sacrifice or, as you can see with the brother that died not too long ago, take off. Sacrifice. How ironic it happened on the Day of the Dead. We need blood because they said we got to feed our God during this time. So you're going to see a lot of kids going missing, and you're going to see a lot of sacrifices during this time. So paganry is very big during this time. That's why they say it's the most wonderful time of the year. This is their time of the year to be dark and very vile, right? So Abraham Lincoln made it a holiday, right? And I think it was 1863. But I want to read this damn proclamation from this dude, right? From this devil, right? Put my little specs on. It says, right? So this is what he wrote to his congressional parties, right? He said, I do therefore invite my fellow citizens in every part of the United States to set apart and observe the last Thursday of November. Now, what does the word set apart mean? Holy. So what he's telling you is, y'all need to come partake in this holy day. Set apart, observe. What do we observe? The feast days. Why Thursday? I forget the name of the god, but there's a specific god on the Thursday, which is why Thanksgiving is always on the last Thursday, because it's in honor of this God. So whether you know it or not, my Christian brothers and sisters, you are partaking in the worst possible sin that you could partake in, which is idolatry. If you continuing to uphold these rites and these ceremonies that these damn pagans and these Celtics have been doing for years, and they disguise under the moniker of Christ now and saying we're doing it for the Almighty God, which they did way before they were Christians or try to Christianize their paganry. Just know you're following these edicts that go all the way back to these ancient Celtics. So Esau's a goddamn good devil because he disguised. We're going to use the moniker of Christ. Let's hide under the Bible and say it's a day about Thanksgiving and love and happy. But it's the God of Thursday. I forget the damn name of it. It's a pagan god that they're worshiping. So look, give me Revelations 2:14, because Yahweh Shai said something about that red letter. All of my brothers and sisters that still Christians, listen up. This for y'all.
God, the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 14. Mm-hmm. But I have a few things against thee.
Yahweh Shai said, I got these against y'all, right? We don't?
Because thou hast there them that hold the doctrine of Balaam.
Balaam is the sun god, the devil. You have something out? Stuart? Thor. Khan, the god Thor. That's who y'all celebrating. You are celebrating the god Thor. Oh, okay, yeah. He's a real guy, yeah. Right? That's where they get that name from. Thor's Day, right? That's who you celebrate. That's who you celebrate, man. Our people don't even know that, right? They about to be cooking that damn smoked turkey, that damn bacon, and they're gonna put in that ham and then collard greens, not even knowing what you celebrate, right? You are celebrating a devil, literally, right? Read on.
God, it says, verse 14, but I have a few things against thee, because thou hast there them that hold the doctrine of Balaam, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel.
And now it's stumbling block to our children of Israel, because we got them damn, the sister that was out there preaching before y'all got back. Was you here? No, Manawap, you didn't see her, huh? Sister was out there preaching. Gadal was here, right? It was Gadal and Tass. Y'all was, sister was out here preaching on the bullhorn before y'all got back. You and Ross know. But y'all about to go celebrate the worst goddamn possible day you can celebrate, Thursday. Right? But y'all supposed to be God's people. Y'all supposed to be upholding God's orders, ecclesiastical orders, but y'all about to go celebrate y'all oppressors, right? So y'all put a stumbling block to our people, because our people all are going to, majority of our people are going to celebrate Thanksgiving, unfortunately. Majority of our people are going to celebrate it, unfortunately. And they're going to try to disguise it as if it's a day about family and gathering, which is far from the case, right? Read on.
Mike, check. It says, to eat things sacrificed unto idols and to commit fornication.
So you are sacrificing to an idol. Thor is the god you're sacrificing to. So your turkey that's going up to the heavens, right? The aroma from the cooking goes up to the heavens. The Heavenly Father hates. You know what I want? I hate your sacrifice. The Lord is pissed off at all of the damn ham that's going to be cooked on that day. All of the bacon that's going to be cooked on that day. All the damn gumbo, the lobster, shrimp. You're sacrificing to an idol, which is the worst sin. It's violating the first 3 commandments. You usurp another God over the Heavenly Father. You're into idolatry, which is the second one, and now you making the Lord's name in vain, a public spectacle, because you're supposed to be representing them.
I was gonna say, and it's crazy because you're saying it's idolatry that they honoring on that day, on top of celebrating the genocide of your people. So it's like you can't get away from it. You know how people say, "Oh, I'm just there at the family." You know, I'm not really celebrating. You know, I'm not celebrating for the killing of the Native Americans, but I'm gonna eat though. You know how people would be saying that. Oh, so you telling me I can't eat? But not realizing it's the ritual or the ceremony part is what causes you to be celebrating it. That Thanksgiving is you eating, you partaking, and then you're gonna partake in the same meals and then say, yeah, I'm not celebrating. No, it's cool. I'm just with the family. Right?
Madness.
But that's crazy though.
We're gonna bring a video out to kind of go into what you said through the Spirit. Matter of fact, we might get it after this. Right? Read what you got.
The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
The Lord said, I hate when y'all do that. And the aroma that goes up into the heavens, because the smell, it just disseminates and evaporates to the air, right? And it goes up to the third heaven where the Father is. He said he hates it. Right? Read on.
Verse 22, though you offer me burnt offerings.
Y'all gonna offer these damn burnt offerings of these idols that the Lord ain't pleased with, right? Read on.
And your meat offerings.
And your meat offerings, your stuffing, your damn gravy, your smoked turkey, your ham, your salami, whatever the hell they cook on Thanksgiving. It's been so long, I don't know. What is it? Gumbo? They do the gumbo. What else? The cranberry sauce, the mac and cheese, the chitlins, the stuffing, and the green bean. And the Lord is pissed off at all of that. The honey baked ham with the honey's little. The Lord ain't pissed off. Right? He said, I'm not going to smell these solemn assemblies, man. Matter of fact, I'm angry about it, right? Read verse 22 again. Yo, all right.
Though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
So the Lord said, look, man, though you try to offer me these things, man, I'm not going to accept it. I'm not listening. I don't care about it. Matter of fact, I'm angry and I'm upset, and I'm going to have to settle the score, you know what I'm saying, in the near foreseeable future, because I'm not going to continue to allow y'all supposed to be my people. Y'all supposed to be putting on for Christ. Y'all supposed to be the representation of what God looks like on the earth, but nevertheless, y'all following the heathens. That's why he told us in Jeremiah, follow not the what? We keep doing it though. Majority of our people look forward to this damn day. Especially in the Southern Kingdom. Oh my God. They love this damn day. And and when you find out the history, it's like, what is it so much to be happy about for this day? But nevertheless, right? So look, for those who don't know, this is a sacred day for the pagans, which Americans are. They're an extension of the British crown. They follow all those pagantry. They just were smarter. And look, it says right here, it says, and fervently implore the interposition of the Almighty hand. So they're saying this day, the Almighty, that whoever their God is, intervened and gave them divine intervention over the natives. So as a result, we celebrate. We had divine intervention, and we had our God give us power over them to rule them. So as a result, we celebrate our God, and we throw a feast. But we got smarter when we're going to hide under the moniker of family, turkey, football, whatever the hell we do now. We watch football games. We American try to, trivialize it now and make it something fun, but this is what it's rooted in. And Abraham Lincoln is telling y'all, so y'all about to serve and sacrifice to a damn idol. Give me that Deuteronomy 32:17. While you get that, I'm gonna find this video. That was to Lob Point. Watch this video.
And I'm thankful for my kindergarten class who made these wonderful crafts to celebrate Thanksgiving.
After the Native Americans helped the Pilgrims survive their first winter in America, the Puritans invited them to share the first.
You see this? The story? This is the story. After the indigenous people helped them survive in the winter because they were dying at a massive rate on their first couple of voyages, we, being just the friendly people that we always are, we always inviting and loving. We forgiveful people. We just want to help people, right? This is the story that they tell from their lens, right? This is why it's important for you to know your history, right?
Thanksgiving.
Oh, these are adorably wrong.
A 5-year-old made that.
Based off of the lies that you taught them.
Excuse me?
Oh, it's not your fault. These are full of half-truths and historical propaganda.
I thought the Native Americans and the Pilgrims were like besties or whatever.
At best, the Pilgrims and Wampanoags could be described as political allies. By the time the Pilgrims showed up, not only were 2/3 of the Massachusetts tribes completely wiped out by European slave owners and diseases, the Pilgrims were constantly at war with the indigenous people and routinely tortured them.
But what about Squanto, the Native American who learned English to help out the Pilgrims?
He was actually a slave that was hauled off to Europe, and then he learned English so that he could escape.
But they did celebrate it every year, right?
Not exactly. The next one was 16 years later, and unfortunately, it was because the Puritans were celebrating the massacre of the Pequot tribe. Back then, Thanksgiving was also for
what y'all celebrating. The massacre of God's chosen people. Imagine that. You're going to celebrate God's children being hung and killed, castrated. That's what you're about to celebrate next Thursday. You damn Christians that like to come on our page. That's what, I don't care what lie you try to tell yourself, that's exactly what you're celebrating. Because the people that you follow, that's what they were celebrating. And all the different rites and rituals behind it is all rooted in paganry. And that's what you're about to follow next Thursday.
for families, specifically murdering them.
Okay, we get it. History's awful. The Puritans were terrible. And now we have to let our children know that the holiday started with tons of killings. Happy?
Well, we actually have just about everything wrong with the Thanksgiving myth. Definitely didn't wear these buckle hats. Didn't land on Plymouth Rock. And as for that turkey...
Oh, no, not turkey.
More like venison, fowl, and eel.
Oh, who cares about how the stupid holiday got started anyway?
Exactly. In George Washington's 1789 Thanksgiving Proclamation, the settlers aren't mentioned not even once. Thanksgiving wasn't celebrated nationwide until 1863 when this guy declared it a national holiday during the Civil War in order to bring the country together. That's why all of our foods are from the 19th century.
So Lincoln came up with the whole Indian pilgrim story.
Nope, that myth didn't catch on until the 1900s after we had fought and killed all the Native Americans. And then we put it in textbooks as fact. Because America. But the food is really good. And if you ignore all the terrible history, like, the murdering, the raping, the pillaging, it's still kind of a great holiday.
See that? At the end of the day, we disregard all of the history. We still want to celebrate because it's time to eat. Black people always want to damn shuckle and jive and have a good time, huh? On every day but the Lord's days, when we actually commanded to do it in the Bible that y'all swear up and down y'all believe in. The Lord said y'all can have a good time and do all the dancing you want on my days that I set apart, not your oppressor. Right? Now I know she was, a little satire, a little comedy, but nevertheless, there's some truth in that. This is what our people do. They know their history, especially when I went in the Dorsey area. You lived over there in the Dorsey area. They're pretty smart. They're familiar with all of this stuff. They don't give a damn about this history. Still gonna celebrate it. Let's drive up and down Lawndale and all those streets up and down those strips. I guarantee you they're gonna be celebrating this damn day. It's gonna be people outside with their little football jerseys on, with the stuffing, eating outside, having a good time with the family. Why you don't want to do it why you don't do the Feast of Dedication? We're gonna do the Feast of Purim, which is probably one of the best days. We get to exchange gifts and have a good time. Why you don't want to do it on that day? The nerve of our people, right? This is us. We'll talk about a little history or know about the history and cover it up and say, well, it's still a fun holiday. Still a day of gathering, still a day of family. I literally, my first year, and Rata told me to calm down. When I was on Debo mode, my first year in the truth, I'm on everybody's head. I don't give a damn. I'm slicing everybody up at work. I'm about to down there get fired. You know what I'm saying? I'm causing so much damn ruckus in the break room. They're like, hey, Mr. Avery, you got to tone it down with the religious talk. And we understand you having this transition, but God, geez, it's causing so much ruckus in there, right? And then I realized after talking to some Native Americans about it, they still celebrate it, and they come whatever reason they have in their mind to celebrate it. And it's just some of them was solid, like, no, I would not do it. I would not celebrate it. I would not acknowledge it. But then you had a lot of them that was like, no, I'm gonna celebrate it. I'm gonna make it a day about me. I'm gonna create something in my own mind and what it's about, and ignore the history. Damn, what about your forefathers? Do I gotta show you the pictures? I was being extra. Look at this. Look what happened. You gonna celebrate this?
No. You gotta do like you gotta give them an example. Like today, like we had a brother come up, right, and he was just like, oh, I'm just going family. I said, yeah, it's evil family. So I gave him an example. I said, okay, so let's say in America, there's a national day of Sacrifice Kids Day. And everybody in the city goes and kills kids and sacrifice the kids, and they got food and stuff there, right? Are you going to that? You might not sacrifice the kid, and you might, I don't do none of that. But would you go? It's like, hell no, I never go to that. I said, that's the same thing with Thanksgiving. They was ripping babies out of pregnant women's stomach. This is documented. Cutting babies' heads off, kicking it around like it's some Jeffrey Dahmer shit. Excuse my language. For real. This is some demonic stuff. And when you say, oh, that's like equivalent to you saying, well, I know this was the massacre or it was a slaughtering of sacrifice because you brought out the gods that they worship on the day, right? But I just go because my family and I love grandma. You know what I'm saying? That's sick. So if grandma was into sacrificing kids and sacrificing babies, you still gonna go to grandma's house and, oh, it's okay. It's just grandma. That's the dumb logic of our people, And then I'll say this last thing. You'll never see a fake Jew celebrating Hitler. You'll never see a fake Jew saying, well, I'm just going to, my families, they're celebrating Hitler. I'll just go over there and for the family. You're never going to see that. No white people going to do that. Not.
Are we going to celebrate 9/11? Yeah. I mean, we will. Yeah, we'll celebrate it. But, you know, I mean, a lot of our brothers, so we can't celebrate because a lot of our people was killed on that day, too. I know a couple Jakes that was killed on that day. Right? Nevertheless, they like, I love what Roger said last week to those damn white people. They make sure we're never going to forget about the Holocaust. We're not going to forget about the Holocaust. We're going to be constantly reminded of the Holocaust. But what about the Holocaust that's ongoing among our people still to this day, physically and systemically? It's more hidden. It's more subtle now. I'll show you the Holocaust. When you bring goddamn Mormons to my neighborhood to teach us a false doctrine. You bring Jehovah's Witness to my neighborhood to teach me a false doctrine for me to go away from my God. That's a declaration of war. You put the Planned in my neighborhoods. That's a declaration of war. Right? You put all these damn modifications in this area, not for me to benefit, right? Because we don't own none of the land. And if we do own it, we really not responsible. Some generations are, but a lot of us are not responsible. What happens is you have that one generation that done particularly well for themselves, and then they pass it down to the grandkids, and the grandkids mess it up. Am I lying? Am I lying out? I'm speaking from experience. My aunties from first generations that left the South, and her husband, they did pretty well. They passed it down to the kids. Kids did somewhat. They passed it down to the grandkids. House decimated, gone, foreclosed. We don't have nothing. Y'all niggas gotta go back to the projects, start over. 2 generations ago, y'all did well, but now in the 3rd generation, y'all gotta start over. Bible is what it say, right? You mean that Deuteronomy? You mean that Deuteronomy? Yep. Yep. Oh, my bad.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 16. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to God. To gods whom they knew not. To new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not.
So we seen that little interesting video where they were kind of, with the little satire, the comedy joke, just declaring the truth. But nevertheless, we're still going to sacrifice to these devils. The scripture said we sacrifice unto devils, not to the Most High God. Because how you sacrifice to the Most High God? Feast of dedication. Who, by the way, Christ kept. And y'all swear y'all believe in Jesus, but y'all don't do nothing Jesus did. Is that another one? Is that another one out there? Oh, okay. I was like, is that another one? Yeah, we got another one. Right? Swear up and down they believe in Jesus, but they ain't never in their life going to keep the feast of dedication like Jesus did. Right? So they sacrifice to these pagan deities, man, continuously, time after time, right? Drop that. Give me that Psalm 73 and 8. While you find that, I'm going to read this.
Food, football, and oppression. That's what Thanksgiving has come to mean to many Americans. Back in 2007, Seattle public school officials made national news by describing the holiday as a time of mourning and a bitter reminder of 500 years of betrayal. This new narrative describes the Pilgrims as arrogant oppressors who fled persecution only to become persecutors themselves.
Loud enough? Yeah. Is that not what happened? We're getting oppressed by the British, so we have to break away and become our own independent nation, only to oppress the Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom in the extremities of America. And continuing still to be impressive, so much to the point where the suicide rates among our indigenous brothers and sisters is skyrocket, 150% since 1999. How do you explain that? And all the contracts you sign, you're not sticking to them. You're not honoring them. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like, how the hell are we supposed to come to grips and be cool with them when you guys continue to be devils? You continue to renew all of the wounds that we're trying to close up. You continue to renew the wounds time after time. Time after time. And we're supposed to be cool. Get the hell out of here, man. I'm never going to be cool with them for what they did to my people. I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to be one of those soft, I can't speak the truth around them. No, I'm going to make them very uncomfortable. Because I can imagine how my forefathers was feeling uncomfortable in them damn cotton fields. So now that I have a voice, I'm going to speak on it. And I'm going to make you uncomfortable. And I don't give a damn how you feel about it. You're going to hear this truth. It's not like we coming out here embellishing or telling a lie. We speaking everything that happened. Right?
The book of Psalms, chapter 73, verse 8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily.
They cold. and they'll lie, and they'll twist the story, twist the narrative, and make it sound, really cool. Hey, we was all together. They just showed us how to hunt and survive over here in the Americas. And we say, let's just get together and have this feast. Ironically, it has to be on the third Thursday of every November during the harvest years, where child sacrifice is at a normal rate, when killing and pillaging is at a normal rate. Because that's what they believe in. They believe in the God of the dead. They believe in feeding this God through blood. And the purer your blood, the stronger blessings they feel like they're going to get. So they don't want to sacrifice. That's why they sacrifice kids, because they pure. We kill the kids because they don't have a history so much. So we kill the kids. Their blood is a lot more pure than an adult, and we get more power. Don't believe for 1 second that that situation with Takeoff was not planned. The Migos dude, he got killed. He was sacrificed. And yes, Quavo was down with it. It's all rooted in these sadistic customs that these damn pagans continue to do, right? So let's go ahead and get this article right here. It says, I think this is May 28, 1830. So look, this is a cold thing about it. Give me the policies. Give me that Daniel, and then give me another one. Give me the First Maccabees 8:4, and give me Daniel's. So look, they had policies in place called literally the Indian Removal Act. When you're going to remove you from your ancestral homelands and push you back from a place that you're not aware of, that you have no knowledge of, and you got to live there. So imagine right now, we all live in Cali, and then tomorrow we got to go to Wyoming. Barefoot. Yeah, that's what they did to the Mexican brothers and sisters here. Hey, you got to go across these lines. Go across this water. You can't go across these borders, right? Who the hell gave y'all the power to apply any borders here? It's not your land. You guys are the foreigners. You're the strangers. The real immigrants, right? No, we're going to push you back and say you can't come across the water, wetback. Stay across the water. Don't you dare come across this water. Right? I know Esau is a clever bastard, but we know your history, right? Read that.
The book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
So he caused craft to prosper through this policy. This is the policy. Hey, listen, we're going to go ahead and write this in law and say we're going to remove the Indians. It's called a Indian Removal Act. For Christ's sakes, look at this. It's called we're going to remove the indigenous people, who's God's chosen people, by the way, away from these cultivated lands that they rose up and that they planted and that they got polished. We're going to move you away for our white constituents in Europe to come here and live and have a free life, the land of the free. But it wasn't. How is it a land of free when it was at the expense of my people? Free to them. Free to them, right? Free to them. But let's sweep under the rugs what we had to do and what happened to the people that was living here. Notice the damn white people always do this, and they always hide under like a policy or a law. And then they provide the military might if you try to go against it. We got the LAPD if you try to get tough. We got the National Guard. We got the FBI. We got the Navy. Marine. Pick one. What institution you want to go against? Because y'all niggas ain't order. Y'all ain't in order anyways. We ain't worried about the Crips and Bloods because y'all ain't in order. So pick one, right? Give me that First Maccabees 8-4.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 8, verse 4. And that by their policy and patience they had conquered all the place, though it were very far from them, and the kings also that came against them from the uttermost part of the earth. So they had discomfited them and given them a great overthrow, so that the rest did give them tribute every year.
So we got to pay taxes, remove us from our borders. This is something that's been going on since the time of the Maccabees. The Greco-Romans have been practicing these same tactics all the way before Christ. BC, we talking about 300-400 BC. Upholding these same practices. They have not changed. They're the same brute beast all the way since when? Right? So look, I just want to look at this little chart right here. It says they had to walk from Florida all the way to Oklahoma. Let me see if I can pull up like a Google map. Let's pull up a Bing map. I got Bing map. Let's bring up the Bing map. Let's see how far that is, man. Put my little Dexter's on, man. Let's see how far that is, man. Let's get the directions. So let's get Florida. Oklahoma. Let's see how far that is. Down there in 1,300 miles of walking. 17 hours. Look, it's so far of a walk. Bing don't even let me use it as an option. They said we don't even recommend you walking this far. Bing said you can't even use it as, you know how you can walk, you can do the bus. Look, I can't even highlight the walking. It's not even a highlight. But these were the conditions that we were subjugated to, and we're supposed to be cool with them. And listen, hey, look, and we're not going to factor in the weather, rain, snow. Hey, let's give you, and look, we're going to give you these blankets for comfort that's filled with pestilence, smallpox. So we're going to weaken your immune system as you walk in the cold, the blistering cold. Imagine all lots of beautiful daughters walking in the blistering cold. That's what we have to do. How the hell are we supposed to be cool? I'm not forgetting that. I can't unwatch that in my head. I'm not unwatching that. I don't give a damn. I'm never going to be cool with Esau. Yeah, I'm holding that in. It said not to hold grudges against your people. I can hold a grudge against them. They're not my people. I'm upset with that. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about it. We was picking cotton so much that our hands was bleeding. In Hades, we was in the sugar fields that the slave owner said, we're not going to even feed these niggers because they're going to die within 28 days. It's so much of a dangerous job to extract the sugar out of the fields. 28 days to live, we get a new one. Yeah. The gold mines. Digging the gold. Boulders falling on you. Kiss your family, kiss your wife, because you're probably not going to come home. You're probably not going to make it home. But we're supposed to be cool. We're supposed to forget all of that, and now we're going to kumbaya and come together at the same table? So wait a minute. We get marginalized, we get hung, castrated, quartered, and burned. But in heaven, we're supposed to all be cool with each other and everybody gets the blessing of Christ? White supremacists, y'all devils. And all of you damn Christians that follow that, you're a devil and you should be ashamed of yourself. They're following that madness. To even believe something so egregious and stupid. It's 12 gates in the kingdom of heaven. Where the hell are the heathens going to go if it's 12 gates? Last time I checked, it says The outer court was reserved for the Gentiles. Thus says the Lord. But nevertheless, y'all want to change all that and say, no, everybody's going to get in. You can be a spiritual Israelite. Jehovah Witness, I'm a spiritual Nephthalite. It don't even make no sense. You know what I'm saying? But look, this journey is so damn far that I'm tripping off this. Bing's not even letting me use it as a walk-in option. But this is what we were subjugated to on the Trail of Tears. All right, look. We have to walk. Y'all gotta go, man. If y'all don't go, y'all gonna die. Oh yeah, I forgot to bring this up. 4.5 million buffaloes was killed in a span of like 2 years. I don't know if I can do anything up within the millions. within the millions in 10 years. Nevertheless, 4.5 million. Come on, man. That's an inhumane person. He's not human for nothing. Yeah, well, they said we're gonna cripple your way of living. So now I take away your way of living and for you to provide for your own. So now you need daddy, you need zaddy. So now you have to bow down to zaddy. You gotta kiss the ring now. Play tough if you want to. We got military that's gonna get you in order. So you play. Which one you want to play? Seesaw. You got. Oh, you took the pictures with the dead animals, standing on top of them. Yeah, all that. I mean, think about the psychosis of that. I'm gonna kill. I think it has it right here. A little picture right here. Let me see. Yeah, kill. It was a quote. Kill every. Yeah, every buffalo's dead is an Indian gone, huh? Yeah, this is one of the quotes Lyle gave me. Every buffalo. It says, yeah, kill every buffalo you can. Every buffalo dead is an Indian gone for sure. Because now you've taken away their ability to make money. And when you take away a man's livelihood, you pretty much took away his life. Because now you got to figure it out. He got to feed for his family. You know, how he's going to provide? You neutered and castrated me from that. So know what I'm going to do now? I got to go to my oppressor. But my oppressor ain't going to keep it 100 because he's not going to honor none of the treaties or the contract. What do rappers always complain about? He didn't stick. Hey, man, he won't let me out the contract. He won't let me out the contract. Continuously. Brother KP, send me some. Yeah, god damn, yeah. Here we go. Here go the image, huh? Standing on the top. This is the one my boy Thad was talking about, right? I don't know if y'all can see. It's just a pile of it. Standing at the top of it, like yeah, I killed them all. I powered them all up. So what? And who thinks to take a picture like this? This is inhumane. Let's pose and just show. This is sick. This is sick. Where how you at? Let's get some more precepts. Let's get never trust our enemies. Let's get Sirach. You know what? Let's hold that. Let's get this verse. Let's get Psalms 35 and 16 because this embodies thanksgiving as a whole. Psalms 35. I feel like this embodies thanksgiving as a whole. Go ahead, read that. Oh, my bad.
The book of Psalms, chapter 35, verse 16. With hypocritical mockers in feasts, they gnash upon me with their teeth.
So they mock us in their feasts. The dishes that centered around this all goes back to one of their pagan gods. But also, in addition to that, as we heard earlier, they were celebrating the mass murdering of the indigenous people, our 10 tribe brothers and sisters. So we already know the turkey represents the brown life, the cranberry sauce represents the bloodshed, and the stuffing and all the stuff that we took from y'all. And God blessed us and gave us authority, divine authority over you guys in this land. That's why, give me that Psalms. Yeah. Psalms. Where's it at? 49? No, Zephaniah. Give me that Zephaniah. It's 11 and 5. Yeah, that's what I want. 11 and 5. That's what I want. Zephaniah 11 and 5. Or Zechariah 11 and 5. My bad. Zechariah. I always get them confused. Zechariah. Is it 5 or 8? Yeah, 5. That's what I want, right? Yeah, 5.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. And their own shepherds pity them not.
This embodies Thanksgiving. The possessors kill us, and then they hold themselves as they're not guilty. Hey, they just died from natural causes. And then they sell us, right, through slavery. And then they turn around and what's America moniker? God bless America. It says, blessed be the Lord. Isn't that what Abraham Lincoln, this damn devil, what he say? Let me see. Look, he said, in fervent employ the interposition of the almighty hand to heal the wounds of the nations, to restore it as soon as may be consistent with divine purposes, to the full enjoyment in peace and harmony, tranquility, and union. So he felt like it was divine intervention. If you read this side of it, yeah, look, he says the Holy Spirit gave them power. I don't know if y'all can see that right here. The Holy Spirit right here gave them power to overshadow the natives. Right? Read that again, Lob. This is what they do. And they don't want to hide under the misappropriation of our scriptures. First of all, these scriptures is not applicable to nobody but us. And then they'll try to hide under it and say, misappropriate certain scriptures to try to justify their wickedness. Read that again.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. And their own shepherds pity them not.
And our own people pity us not. Our own leaders don't care about us. Because our own leaders, what did Kanye say? They can shut everybody up but me. Jay-Z he mentioned. Diddy he mentioned. He mentioned a lot of dudes. I know for a fact he mentioned Jay-Z and Beyonce, and I was looking forward to what Jay said, and Jay suckered out. Left his man hanging, as I expected. Jay, he ain't the Marcy Project Jay no more. That nigga too high up now. He forgot about who he is. He love his little mountain houses now. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna never ever speak up for his people. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to that Sirach. Let's get that Sirach. Did you finish the scripture we were just on? Let's get Sirach.
The book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So the Lord said, never trust your enemy. He's going to make a mistake eventually. He's going to make a mistake eventually. He's going to show you who he's the devil. He's going to show, look, he's been a devil ever since he sold his birthright. Or even before that, but he just shows you how he felt about the greatest blessing you can ever have. So what the hell does blessing mean to me, man? I'm gonna die right now, man. Give me that pottage you got, bro. Run that. Yeah, you can have my birthright. What does it mean to me? It don't mean nothing to me. That's Esau. You think he cares about the Bible? You think he cares about the religiosity of this book? He care about none of that. He'll use it for his gain. How did the Greco-Romans get in power? They used the Bible. They didn't care about the Bible. You think they cared about this Bible? You think Emperor Constantine and them cared about it? Then we're going to use this. Emperor Constantine is a known pagan. I'm going to use this. He had something called the Sunday law, right? For those who don't know, right? Changing weekly Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday. It had nothing to do with the Bible, everything to do with paganry and sun worship. But later on in his empire, he said, listen, let's Christianize this thing. Let's get a couple scriptures out of Acts. You know, Christ is the first fruits. Pentecost is always on Sunday. Christ rose on Sunday, right? Hey, let's just say the Lord's Day is Sunday now. Let's take a shot in the dark and let's see if people follow us. And sadly enough, they did. Because that's what, you know, back in those times, what you use for political power and to control the mind of the people is with the Bible. What's the new way to control the minds of people? This is a powerful tool right here. One click of a button, I can control your whole nation. I was just thinking about the generation that's like after us, right? I forget what you call them, right? Is it Gen Z? Like the young boys right now, right? And how they're so forthgoing and so accepting to homosexuality and transgenderism and the alphabet boys. They're so accepting to this lifestyle because of the programming they've been receiving from the youth up. They're like if you see some of them, like they'll speak out against it. Like when we was, I don't know if you remember, Roger, when we were speaking at the Chase the Soul, did you see that group that was out there? You remember we walked by them? It was like some sisters. They was kind of like powwowing. It was about homosexuality. I'm gonna keep it a buck. They were speaking. It's about homosexuality. It was about homosexuality. I know because we was on business, but it's about, you know, we're gonna hide under the intentions of, you know, the oppressions that blacks receive, but we're gonna sprinkle this homosexuality and make sure that they know this too. Yeah. Those are the next what do you call them? Radicals. Those are but that's they fight. Everybody has to be accepted to this lifestyle. Sadly enough, right? Finish that. You have one? What's up, mama?
What's the singer name? Jennifer Hudson. The thing that she was going through, they caught her off guard. She ended up having to pay for a wedding for lesbians, and she was struggling. She was crying.
Now I believe you. Hell yeah, that's Esau. That's what he into. He's sick, sadistic, right? Right. Y'all in the Holy Land with goddamn gay festivals in the Holy Land. The Holy Land. Think about that. We're gonna put on a national parade for them. Lord in Christ. But y'all believe in the Torah. All right, for sure. Finish that Sirach. Keep reading down.
The book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat.
That's what happened to our indigenous brothers. They believed the devil, they made a deal with the devil, and it cost them. That's why the Lord said, who's gonna pity a charmer that get bitten by a snake, a serpent? Was it shame on you the first time, but shame on me this? I forgot. Y'all know what I'm talking about though, right? Fool won't fool me once, shame on you. Shame on me. Our indigenous brothers, they had plenty of proof of who this devil was. There was wars prior to them actually invading us. But we keep trying to make contracts and treaties with them. You can't make a deal with a devil. It's not going to work. He will reveal himself sooner or later. And this is not Iran talking. This is thus says the Lord. Read it again. Huh?
The book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Read on.
Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rest have not been altogether wiped away.
Perpetual stain. Imagine you cleaning the house, you wipe it down. I know y'all sisters, y'all be real clean, wiping it down, right? And then you come back and that same stain is right there. And you can't get it out. You didn't bought all WD-40. You didn't did all type of stuff. Let me try to get it up. It can't go nowhere. That's Esau. It's a perpetual stain. It's a blemish on his record forever. He is the cricket. He's the border of wickedness that God created. Right? Read on.
Verse 12. It says, say him not by thee.
The Lord said, don't be by this devil. I'm giving you advice, son, daughter. Please don't get the intermingling with them. Don't make no treaties. Don't make no contracts. Don't have no feast with them because you're going to lose in the end, right? Read on.
Say him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place.
God bless America. This is my house. America, it's my home now. Stick my flag here. Psalm 49:11. We don't give a damn what y'all called it prior. This is our home now. Right? Read on.
He stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seats.
Imagine that. I want everything. I'm plotting and I'm looking at everything you like, everything you got. Like, oh yeah, I want that. Oh yeah, I need that too. I need them chandeliers. Yeah, I need them. Yeah, all that. Them drapes. Yeah, that's Esau. He looking you and you thinking he at your house, but he's plotting on everything. He looking at him. You know, okay, you got a little taste in here, right? You a little designer. All right, for sure. I need all that. That's Esau, right? Read on.
And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith.
Read on.
Verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as one as come nigh wild beasts?
So the Lord said, look, how can I have pity for you when you go through these things when all he's showing you in his history that he's a devil? We got the Maccabees period. I don't think it's anything more atrocious than the Maccabees, right? These are the same people. They're not different. They're the same ones. These are the same Greco-Romans all the way back when. So the Lord said, who's going to pity a charmer? Who's going to have pity for a charmer who continues to play with a snake? Eventually he's going to bite you, right? Can you really be sad that somebody get bit by a snake when you keep playing with this snake and you know this snake is venomous and he's dangerous? Read on.
Verse 14. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity?
Who's like, you know, this guy is filled with sin. It's like we married man, me and Rata, but we going out with single dudes who's players, who's in the clubs all night, who's into drugs. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I do these things to get my. So look, one of two things are gonna happen. Either we're gonna clash because we're gonna bring out the spirit, or we're gonna end up following these niggas. Don't you got those people? Don't you hate those people in the truth that got friends in the world and they think you think you have an impact on them? No, they got an impact on you. Next thing, yeah, somebody got to give. Who gonna give up? Because we not. Facts. You got to be. I don't even hang out with too many family and friends because they're gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be uncomfortable for them. Hey, brother, you can't do that. Hey, brother, you can't have that salami.
Hey, do you remember the story I always tell?
Yeah, about your boy.
I was hanging with a friend. You know, this is early in the truth, so I'm still got homies, and you know, so I'm hanging with homie, and he, you know, he talking to me. He's like, you know, I'm dealing with this little cute little thing, whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah. You know, I'm trying to after here. You know, I'm gonna go. You know, do what I got to do and try to, you know, do what I got to do. Right. I'm like, you know, when you lay with her, you marry, right? He was like, oh, nah, man, it ain't nothing like that. I ain't trying to get married to her. I said, nah. If you lay with her, you marry. He's like, nah, because she got a dude anyway. I said, well, that's even worse. You know you're a adulterer if you lay with her now. Well, nah, man, I ain't even going, you know what? I ain't even going to do none of that. You know what? I'm just going to take her to go eat. We just going to go, you know, go to Red Lobster or something. Yeah. Like, you know, that's abominable food, right? It was literally quiet after that. Like,
it's weird now. It's like weird.
Like, what do I do? Do I, oh, for real? You going to smash? Oh, yeah. I have to tell him he wrong, and then if I keep telling him I'm wrong, what he gonna feel some way.
That's what the Lord is saying right here, man, through the Spirit. That's a great example because the Lord is saying in verse 14, he says, so one that goeth to a sinner. So we go into our brothers that's not in the knowledge like us, and is defiled with him. Are we gonna have any pity for that person who's like, sister, you know you're not supposed to be hanging with those fast women? Brother, you know you're not supposed to be hanging with these niggas in the streets, man. These niggas don't got the law. They don't have the covering you have. They don't have the law. They don't have the wisdom. You think I'm finna go hang out with my homies in the projects? I love them to death, but I know they probably offer all kind of pills, mollies right now, high out their mind. I'm drunk about 15, 24 locos, and the day it's early right now. It's only 6. They just getting started. They're gonna do it tomorrow and over again. No, so the Lord said, no, we can't feel sad for somebody to go play with sinners, and then you get bit by these sinners. Now we ain't finna pity you. We ain't finna have no pity party for you. You knew what the hell you was doing, right?
Verse 15. For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry.
And he ain't gonna be that solid friend when things go bad, right? Y'all know that friend there, right? They only around when it's good, but what about when it's all bad? What about when I need a shoulder to lean on? What about when I need that phone call to calm me down, talking me off the ledge? You don't want to do that, huh? Those are the friends for occasions, right? Those occasional friends. Nah, we ain't talking about that, right? Read on.
Verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
This is Esau. He's gonna sound like he's cool with you. He's gonna say all the right things. An enemy is gonna say the things you want to hear. Hey, look, you're gonna be a millionaire. You're gonna be able to change your whole family, your legacy. Hey, listen, you're the first generation to make it out the projects and out to college. Hey, don't go back and help those niggas. You're better than them. Why would you want to go help them? Right? This is what Esau is going to continue to do. He's going to try to separate you from your people and ultimately hope that you kind of cross over and become like him. Follow his ideas and his ways. Speak what he tells you to speak. Celebrate his feasts. Follow his gods and his religion. Right? Read on.
It says he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
And when he find an opportunity to kill you, he's going to kill you. And he's not just satisfied with blood. He also got to take your ethnicity and your heritage. Not only am I going to kill you, now I'm an Indian. Now I'm the $5. I'm an Indian now. They took not only am I going to kill you, I'm going to take your ethnicity and your culture. Right? Read on.
Verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
Hey, look, we were trying to get you this program that's reserved for your people only. But hey, you don't qualify. 820 goddamn credit score. I don't qualify. Because of your the red line and your zip code. No, I'm not gonna lend to them. But you fit all the qualifications. You have a good credit, but no zip code. Nah, cut them, section them off. All right, read on.
He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance.
And that's ultimately what Esau does. He's trying to see the demise of your people. And it's a slow death. It's not always like apparent, you know what I mean? But, you know, as time progresses, we know the white man's the devil, but we still want to be at peace with him. I use the hip hop culture because I'm still kind of watch that, keep my eye on it, right? Vlad TV, the biggest devil ever, right? Vlad TV, he runs all of the hip hop people. They come sit down with him, right? And they let this devil speak on our business. He speak on all of the different things that we subjugated to and the things that we go through, and we just let him freely just speak on our situations. Like, you're a guest here. When we formed hip hop, it was Black and brown people. We did not see your people. We didn't see your people here. Your people wasn't here. But now he's like a prominent voice in something that we built. And now we feel like we've arrived when we go sit at Vlad's couch or TV. I made it to Vlad, man. I feel so good. I made it to Vlad TV. And I'll just put my head down because it's the prophecies. Remember he said we're going to go low and they're going to go what? They're going to go high. That means in every damn thing. Everything they do, this is how you know it's a God. They're going to do better than y'all. Because God said it. You're going to go very low and they're going to go very high. This is why it's not a coincidence that at the top of the labels, the top of the entertainment sector, the top of sports, it's all them. Because it's just, prophecy fulfilled, as the scriptures say. They are ruling the earth right now. That's why Esau is the end of the world. His reign is about to end, and then Kwame Yasharala, right? Can I get a Kwame Yasharala? Oh, praise be to the Most High. We're going to end it with here. Let's end it with this one right here. Proverbs 26 and 25. End it right here. Through the Spirit, man.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 26, verse 25. Mm-hmm. When he speaketh fair, believe him not.
Don't believe him, read.
For there are 7 abominations in his heart.
That means he got a complete hatred against you. 7 means complete or perfect. He's perfected his hatred for you. So when he speaks fair and he says he's just coming into your community to build it up, don't believe him. It's ultimately to destroy your people. And my brothers and sisters in Inglewood see that. They thought it was all good that Ram Stadium came over there, and then they got the Clipper Stadium across the street. But now we got to go because we ain't going to be able to afford the rent. We're not going to be able to afford the rent, right? I'll be able to afford the rent over there. It's own a home in Inglewood, good luck. The cheapest house is like 800 racks. Who the hell can afford 800,000? That's like a $7,000 mortgage. We're gonna have to. Hey, look, Roger, we could team up. All right, we all gonna live in this house together. But we, Jake ain't really. We don't do that type of stuff. We don't do that type of stuff. So we gotta go. Where we gotta go? Back to the south. We gotta go back to the south. Cali too high for y'all boys. I gotta go back to the south. Brock said, I'm gonna live like a rock star in the south. God, finish that. So let's finish that. Yeah, God.
The book of Salakia, the book of Proverbs, chapter 26, verse 25.
Read 25 and 26.
When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation.
And have we not seen enough? Have we seen enough? The massive murder and killing of the buffaloes, the massive murder and castration of our people, being quartered, burned, pregnant women cut out. I think that's where the soccer comes from, right? I'm not sure. I don't know if it's facts on that. Kick the baby's head. I think that's where the soccer comes from. Playing it as a game, it became a sport now. The lying, the trickery, the telling of his story, right? Of his story and not our story. And then we're going to disguise it under the moniker of Christ and say it's about thanks and peace and family and a time to get together. I don't get to see my family throughout the year, so let's just come together on this day. Since you're off, I'm off. Let's celebrate. And this is the people try to ration out with this stupidity, as the brother Roger was going. You try to ration out with something so stupid. I know I told my homies, when I was really, really extra, I said, would you celebrate the so-called boys on that side hood day? Let's say they disguise it and call it something else. But they got, let's say we from so-called, let's say we from 83rd Street. They got S hats. They got everything that's associated with them boys over there in the festival. We're going to celebrate. We called it something else, though. That's what happened with Thanksgiving. All of this is rooted in paganry. They can disguise it and say it's about a family. It's about giving thanks to God. It's about coming together in holy matrimony, all this madness, right? But why do we have the pagan rituals? What's up with the harvest festival? What's up with all of the turkeys? What's up with the crops? What's up with the corn? All this goes back to the God of harvest. So your sacrifice to a devil, Christians, which God said is one of the worst sins you can commit. And if you continue to do it, and at least you repent, the Lord going to destroy you when he come back to the Spirit. So I say death to America. All praise be to the Most High, man. Death to America. Oh, brother said pray for his wife.
Yeah, so I know Brother Shelton was if he's still on there, we're gonna pray for you and pray for your wife. Is your computer charged still? Okay, Con. So I just want to make sure we pray. I'll let you guys pray it out. And if you guys just want to send the prayers up for her as well, that she's having I believe open heart surgery. I think they're putting like a monitor in. Is he on there still?
No, I don't think they said they're at the hospital right now.
Yeah, well, we just wanted to send up the prayers. He asked, so I'll let you brother send up the prayers for him that everything goes well with her surgery and she has a speedy recovery. Yeah.
God, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and send them up for the sister. Hey, shalom to the family online. Enjoy the rest of your Sabbath. All right, shalom, shalom. Don't end it. Oh, we're gonna lead. Oh, so yeah, so they can hear it. All right, yeah. So let's go ahead and send them up for so he can hear this, man. Lord willing, through the Spirit. Dear Heavenly Father, Yahweh, we come to you, Father, humbly. Thank you again for another opportunity at your grace, your mercy, Father, and all the wonderful acts and works that you do, Father. We ask that you put on the spirit of healing for the sister today, Father, as she get this open heart surgery, Father. We know that you are the ultimate healer, Father, as you say in your scriptures. We pray that you guide the surgeons as they open up our sister, Father, that she's healthy in this situation, Father. Give her favor. Give that family favor, Father. Give them peace, please. We ask that you watch over, surround Michael and the angels around that surgery room, Father. Put the spirit of peace, of comfort among the family, as you did during the time of Babylon with Daniel. We ask that you put the angels around them, Father, cover them, protect them, let them know everything is going to be okay and peaceful, and continue just to provide that shield. We're thankful for all the wonderful acts, Father, for everything you do. We continue to worship you. In your son's name, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Manawa Shabbat Shemayim Kadash Haya Shemka Yahweh Malakwata Taba'a Ratazaka Haya Haisha Ba Rataza Kavor Haya Ba Shemayim Latenanum Lakam Za Nahum Rasalak Nabum Kabawaf Nabum Kasalak Nabum Kabawaf Nabum Wala'a Tabaya Nabum Basaiwa Ambo Hawashai Nabum Man Rai Kaya Luka Lakwa Wala Allah Wala Ta Pa Rab I'm Elamim, the Wadi Hawa, the Wadi Awashah. Amen. Now for the translation. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
All praises, all praises. All praise be to the Most High. Hey, Shalom, family. Prayers to that family, man. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed Sabbath. Shalom. We love y'all. Oh, it says, thank you, leadership. Jessica Bass. I'm breaking down into the hospital. Oh, this is Sheldon right here. He says, okay, I break it down in the hospital before they took her back. She prayed for the house of Israel and more laborers instead of herself. Thank you, Israel. All praise be to the Most High, man. Comfort to you and your family, man. Blessings to y'all. All right? Blessings to y'all. Let us know how it go, King. Shalom, man. Shalom. Blessings. All praise be to the Most High.